Second, 2 seconds. Hey team, how we going? It is Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz. And despite the elephant in the proverbial room, we are streaming tonight. We have some information here. We have our lovely Lauren here. We're going to communicate for about 10 minutes, waiting for people to get on board. It's daylight savings. It's Friday. It's a blood moon. Lauren's going to tell us about that. It's also a special day today. Before Lauren tells you, see if you can tell me what today is. What's so special about today? And at the 10-minute mark, we're going to go on with the conversation that is about tonight's topic. So for 10 minutes, let's waffle, do the roll call, say hello, hear what you've got to say, and then we'll get on with it. So if you want to flash forward to the more serious topic of tonight, the elephant in the room, go to the 10-minute mark. Otherwise, how you going? And when you get to heaven, what do you think you'll say? I'll say g'day.
It'll definitely be g'day.
G'day. Robbie Kent is here with his so-called eagle claw. For those that don't know, the keeper of hounds, Robbie Kent, he got his fingers stuck in it, partly taken in an industrial accident, and he's with us tonight. You know, so don't point your finger, or he might get jealous. We've got Nicole King here. Great information that you gave me in reference to the CSC. Thank you very much for that. Magnifico was the first one here, pulling a rabbit out of the hat. Kane Higgins, the Northern Parrot. Good evening. Good to have you here. Lovely Lauren, as we know. We've got the fat kangaroo here. The kangaroo. Let's not fat shame yourself, mate. You know, we'll call you the modern kangaroo, modern size kangaroo, the one that we should never drop the fitness test for firemen because they're getting harder to pull like corks out of the hallways. Yep. Giuliano Stickers here, Marky's Amps here, Dave D, left hand salute, splayed fingers. There you go, sir. Sage smells good, but reminds me of witchcraft. We've got Eatswa. We've got I hope I pronounced that properly. We've got Sammy 100.
Oh.
And Rabbi ate my foreskin.
Don't read it all.
Well, you know what? Girls prefer you without a beanie, sir, so well done on that one. Lauren, how you going? We've got an amazing day today. We've also got something that's happening in the sky at the moment. Can you give us a heads up on all these things, please?
Indeed, yeah. It's a partial lunar eclipse. It's a blood moon, but it's going to make it look pretty ghostly. It's like a twilight special moon, and it is going to be the longest lunar eclipse since the 15th century. In 1440 was the last lunar eclipse that was this long. That's
600 years ago, team.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yep. Neville Bloody Bartos says no money here. Dollars, money, none.
G'day, Nev.
Bravo, Charlie. Good to have you here. Guten Tag. You know, bravo. You know, how's crypto going at the moment? Or like they'd say, it's just another Thursday. Tell me why I don't like crypto. Tell me why.
Yeah, I can't see it here either, Nicole King. I've just got clouds.
Yep. It looks like a Singapore smoking room here as well. Right. What else is happening today? Can we say this for Bravo, Charlie?
Did anyone guess what the special day is today?
What's the special day?
You've had time to Google it. You should know by now.
It is International... What day, Lauren?
Men's Day.
Men's Day.
Yeah, exactly.
Blowjob and small sandwich day.
Yep. Yes. Okay, that's right.
As soon as you said International Men's Day, it came up. YouTube error, not receiving enough video.
Tough luck. It's Men's Day. It's a thing. It's a real thing. It's a global holiday celebrated annually today to recognise and celebrate the cultural, political and socio-economic achievements of men.
And I've got to tell you, if I was a woman, I'd become a transgender today because it's so goddamn good to be a man. Can we get a thumbs up if you're proud to be a man?
Yeah, I think they should.
I'm bloody proud of it. I love it. Sage, Men's Day. We've got a free snag at work. You better. Oh, he's had 5 of them.
At a sausage fest for Men's Day. That's very fitting.
I didn't say it was Navy Day. You know, no one loves a scrum more than sailors. Why do I have to go to the back?
Yeah.
Anyway, g'day Keegan, how you going, mate? So it's International Men's Day. There's no much of a hoopla for it. We've been born blokes. We understand we're going to stay on the Titanic. I get that. And what I tell people is the reason why I'm opinionated is because I know I'm going down with the Titanic. So when it comes to having my sail, so whatever I goddamn want. You know, I've taken every test I had to do. I've taken every vaccine I've had to take. So that means I'm allowed to have a bloody honest opinion on what I actually think about shit as well. Zane Robinson, boom, member for 7 months. Well done. The great unwashed. Am I making extra money now I get promoted, Kaz? Sergeant, you are getting paid in the love of service. You know, what's happening is you just get some extra paperwork, my man, and more crying soldiers before the first parade, you know, every day. Can we get some thumbs up for Zane for the 7 month service that he's got? He's just been promoted to sergeant there. Well done. DC, not DC Comics. Nothing funny about this. Honourable man and the same initials as Kaz. Charmaine Fox, yeah, it sure is good for recovery. I'm not sure what that one's about.
James at the moment.
Okay. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, team. At the 10-minute mark, what we're going to do is talk about the channel, you know, what's happened, the elephant in the room, so to speak. And Mark Zamp, member for 9 months, bearer of coffee. Thank you very much, Mark Zamp. And I just finished that coffee right now. So thank you, sir. Coffee and baristas are basically urban paramedics. And they're keeping marriages together just like Special K does with his aircon installation. It's too hot. It's okay, baby. We've got aircon now. Space Ninja.
That's a great name.
Is everyone kung fu fighting in space as well?
I imagine they are if there's a space ninja here.
Huh.
Yeah. I just made a gingerbread house with my granddaughters and my daughter. We keep Ed Sheeran out of here. Man, what was I going to say? Ed Sheeran, he went. Someone sung one of his songs on The Masked Singer when they were the Rottweiler. Oh my God, they done a good job. Oh, did they?
Did everyone see what's going on at Memphis at the moment? Holy shit! In the USA.
Didn't tell me.
There's a gunfight that's been going on basically all day with reprisals from gang violence after one of their famous rappers just got taken down. Gunfight starts, you know, around the corner from where they are. They can't keep up with it.
Yeah, indeed.
But for 5 months, bearer of coffee. Thank you, sir. Evening, Kaz and team. I like the way it's doing this. I like the way the algorithm is picking up and thanking you for me for the exact seniority you have within the members. Sometimes I think to myself, I know that everyone hates, what do we call it? Everyone hates, what are they called?
I don't know. Describe them.
Shit.
Play charades.
Everyone hates these days. What are they called?
What do they do?
Well, they raise money for things. What are they called?
Oh, like
crowdfund sort of.
Oh, crowdfunding things. Yep. Okay.
But Daz is not on here at the moment, and I think to myself, I would leave it up to you guys. Would you just want to do a sneak marathon stream where we do a crowdfund for Daz's farm one day? I promise I'll put in more than anyone. I'd more than a cup of coffee's worth or whatever. But I would love to put some money in his coffers so he can get some of these animals in more like one hit rather than one or two at a time. Just Aussie farmers, you know.
God, everyone's cracking me up in the chat.
What's going on?
They're guessing at what it is you hate. We got Brussels sprouts. Everyone hates quarantine, fundraiser, prostitution, politicians.
Brandon, let's go.
Let's go.
Nicole, go fund. That's what it's called, go fund.
Yeah.
I'd just love to do a go fund for me because he's a very humble guy and it's something that he would never ask for.
Yeah, Gaz is good value.
He is. This is really freezing here, it looks like.
It was a little bit for me, a bit laggy, but it's good.
Yeah, it's just, it looks like it's hammered.
Well, it can stop. How rude.
Skipping. Squad raises next year at their week 5 and I'll march out in April.
Yikes.
We need to, Charmaine, so I can actually speak to you and keep you, from going crazy too. And that's what we do here, team. More than a channel. Tonight is about In the Trenches with Kaz. It's not just a channel.
Yeah.
And we'll speak about that in a moment. Wait a sec, Charmaine.
Okay.
Mutsu Cow, new member, salute, fingers splayed. There you go. That's for you. Thank you, mate. Thumbs up for DC. Great initials right there. Welcome. They're my initials too. And if I was DC, I'd be Batman. Wannabe Dig. Hey, Kaz and team. Got some pretty bad news last week. After 13 months of waiting, training and mental preparation, I've finally been told I'm medically unfit to join in any role. Chin up, though, and good luck to everyone. Wannabe Dig. Mate, let's work out what is a plan B for you. You know?
Yeah, you always need a plan B.
Always got to have a plan B. Except in the bedroom.
Well, that's a whole different stream, isn't it?
Yeah, that is really bad. Can we get some thumbs down in the chat for Wannabe Digger? Because it's really sad. We're seeing a very political HR developments happening in recruiting where sometimes the wrong people get in, sometimes the right people are rejected. That's not necessarily saying that's what happened here, but the instability that's happening makes it hard sometimes.
Bravo Charlie just said you're Robin.
I am not Robin, and you are not Deadpool.
He's Robin. He's Robin.
He is Robin. He's projecting. Yes. For those that don't know, I'm known as Batman at Coffee Club here. Bravo Charlie used to live with me. You probably know who he is. And when we went in there and they saw me as Batman, you don't choose your own nickname. They said, is this Robin? He said, no, I am Deadpool. And they wrote, no, you are Robin on his cup. And he left the state. He left the state because of it. Okay. Rusty Gypsy Roving. Daz needs to contact Tongala Donkey Rescue Centre. They use for healing people. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Healing donkeys, animal therapy.
I love donkeys.
Yeah, I love donkeys too.
It's the only good thing about one area. Okay, let's get to the subject.
Yeah.
Put a thumbs up now, and I'm not trying to play games with you, making you put hieroglyphics up for everything. Put a thumbs up now if you actually saw the poll that we put out the other day.
Like saw it when you put it up or afterwards?
If you've seen it at all, if you voted on it or whatever. Just if so you know, so I know how many people know what we're talking about. Bravo Charlie, you're not Deadpool.
We know he's Robin. Even the coffee shop people know who he is.
Not in a New Zealand way. They're right, Kaz. I'm not sure what that was about. Almost stepped on a baby blue tongue lizard. Yeah, I did too. We've got one out the back door, said the sailor. Okay, so Zane knows what we're talking about. We've got Taylor knows what we're talking about. Nicole knew what we're talking about. Bravo Charlie, Hand of Colour knows what we're talking about. Johnny, Lurker, etc. knows what we're talking about. Let me show you this one, team. And what I'm going to do is also show a video in a second as a result of this one, etc. No, not that one, Kaz. This one. This was the poll that I put up the other day. It was in the community section, and it was basically just to ask, where are we? You want from a channel, Because what was occurring was, despite the fact that it's basically closed down across Australia, our views have been absolutely plummeting. And I know at the moment it's time to re-tick the bell for notifications, because a lot of channels, it's not working anymore since updates have occurred. But I said, team, if you had a choice of the channel and you what did I write here? Team, if you had a choice on the channel and you do, would you rather see any of the following? Mainly live streams, 5%, fine, I get it. Mainly short streams, 10 to 15 minute productions, which is all about, full editing, machine gun patter, information with some funny shit thrown in. That's it. Or happy with the way it is, a combination of both, because every week we always put out at least one production and 2 streams. So the result actually really surprised me, and I'll explain why in a second. It looks like it's jumping around everywhere for me, but...
It's still going over here.
Okay. So what I wanted to explain to people is that this is not just a channel, is because it's a service. In the Trenches with Kaz is a channel that is here to deliver a service. It is here to talk about subjects that you will not find anywhere else. Anywhere else. And I do it, and I put myself out there to explain to you, after a quarter of a century of experience, that's nearly 25 years, but more like 24, so we can have passive conversations and you can understand the content, but also the context of what we're talking about, to give you the heads up, the foot up, the tackling fuel to then go forward and be able to understand loose-wise a branch without leaves before you find out the lessons yourself. You cannot find that from short videos. The secret sauce of this channel is the participation from the fantastic people that turn up, but also in the cross-pollination of information from wisdom from Lauren, from myself, the candid conversations that we have on serious topics as well as fun banter, to give you some sort of head start, GSD, MSG, vaccine to make you successful in the future. And you don't get any of that from just productions. So I was very surprised that people were more about leave the personality out of it, just give us our information, and we don't want to turn up necessarily to live streams. And some of the comments actually were a little bit surprising, and a couple of them came back extremely selfish. And one in particular, really chapped Lauren's ass, for a better words.
It really did.
You can talk about it if you want.
Oh, it actually made me, I was pretty cranky about it. I don't think I've ever been motivated to use the words I used to this person ever before on your channel.
Well, the nexus that they'd said, what were the words that actually made you, as angry as a carnivore being served salad?
Well, I was very, very cranky. They said that you were hardly coherent.
Okay, hardly coherent. As you know, I deliberately don't drink, because I can't afford to. I have really bad anger management, in case you don't know. So I stick clear of that, and I try to give you a product. It can take an hour just to make a thumbnail, for these videos. And if you saw from the point of view that we have so many amazing people in this channel, okay, that are so scared because they have no support anywhere else. And it's not their fault that they might have stumbled on the channel last week, or last year, or 2016, like we saw before. So despite the fact it would have been easy to go, you know what, this channel has almost got mold on the edges, but you can only speak about this subject for so long, there's still 45%, really 50% if you count the 5 up the top, that are here for something more than the topic, which is military. And it's the collaboration between 2 YouTube channels, being Lauren is Shining and Kaz, that are speaking in a way that gives you an Australian YouTube channel that allows you to have your say, have it amplified, and have context delivered to you and the effort, because like L'Oreal, finish the sentence, please, Lauren.
Because you're worth it.
Because you're worth it.
Exactly. And you know what? I understood everything you just said. You were
Thank you.
very coherent.
Thank you very much. Let's get rid of that. So we just wanted to let you know you are worth it. You don't get to hear the conversations that I have every single day. You know, the people that come to Patreon, they always seem stoked to, one, get a reply, but then to have an hour, sometimes more conversation, which is like a Joe Rogan episode, which is 15% of the reason why they called, and the next 45% is about either stimulation, belief, plan B, wargaming, you know, and basically just familiarization to let them know they're not alone, without the judging and without someone trying to talk them out of a life that maybe only they think they can do.
Exactly. And having said that, though, you put up a short edited video the other day, which was fantastic, by the way. I really appreciated you sharing it. I had sort of seen it as part of a different production. But these people, the majority who wanted short edited videos, why haven't they watched it?
That was probably one of the videos that really chapped my ass and hurt me a little bit, actually.
Yeah.
Because we find that on this channel, the videos that get the least amount of views are about the subjects that really matter. Remembrance Day, fallen soldiers, dead, tribute to fallen soldiers, to parents that are subscribers to this channel whose kids are dead.
Yeah, exactly.
And then no one watches the video. When I say no one, what I mean is at the moment we're on 11,400 viewers and it might get 400 views, which is less than 1 in 22 people that are part of a channel they're actually subscribed for and have notifications for.
This is a community.
It is.
And Kaz built this community from nothing. And he built it, we came. Here we are. You know, you have a part to play in this channel.
The nexus of this is what we're trying to say is this is not just a channel. And honestly, you have to put yourself on this side of the camera too and say to yourself, it's not out of pride, but eventually you've got to ask yourself, is this worth doing? You know, and maybe, you know, it's had its time. And I don't want it to be that. And I definitely don't want it to be that way for our Jay Hayes, for our Kane Higgins, for our Mr. Buckaroonies, for our Lawrence, for all of the people that say this might be the only thing they really look forward to when it comes up.
Exactly.
I think we should play this video.
Do it.
Guys and gals, this is a video that was part of like a 15-minute video that came out from the Garrow, which stands for the Garrison, which is from Mick Rice, who was my section commander when I was going through the School of Infantry IET training. Now, he's a great bloke. We weren't friends. He booted me in the ass when I was going through training, you know, and the rear sight sliced straight through me face, and I hold no bad juju for him because that's the way it was then. And he was trying to toughen us up, and you know what? He prepared me for the 2nd 4th Battalion, which was like being in prison when I got there. Now, he went to Rwanda. I went to Rwanda. He went with the first trip. I went with the second trip. Now, if you ever thought what hell on earth looks like, smells like, tastes like, Rwanda. I'm going to play this video for you. The reason I made this video was for him as a collaboration, and he got almost no views on the Garrow and almost no comments, which is sad.
I was there at the premiere, and I think everyone, maybe we should put a link to his channel in here somewhere one day, because I think shame on everyone who didn't see that.
And that's not your fault, guys. You wouldn't have known it was coming up. But this is something that the military had no excuse not to get behind. And if I played this video for politicians and military leadership, I would love to be able to sit there and my eyes would be looking on their eyes as they watch the video. And then I would type in there, Bravo Charlie knows about this, thoughts. Now I want to see your reaction as you watch. I would love to see a reaction video on a goddamn minister as he watched it and go, so what do you think? You were the one in charge.
Yeah, exactly.
You sent the most prepared soldiers on earth that were the most expensive. Qantas, I hate as an airline because they sold us out. We were meant to go to Rwanda with Qantas. They sold us out. They billeted us out to Tower Air, which is an American airline company which had the most dangerous record at the time, so that they could make money off the quote while subletting us out to an inferior airline to take Australians potentially to deaths.
Indeed. And if you're wondering why it's important for you to watch, if you're thinking of joining up or not, you really need to count up the cost before you commit to anything. What
did we say before? Nicole would know about this one too. Sometimes you've got to pay the piper, but sometimes the price is more than you're willing to pay.
Exactly right.
This is some of the guys are going to have seen this before. A lot of the people probably will. But this is very important that you understand that we need clarity and honesty in message so that you understand the people in front of you, one, aren't fugazis, and two, are also not afraid to put himself out there while asking you to put yourself out there at times as well. So, here we go. Rwanda. 1994, 1995. Kibeho, Mitarama Church, Kigali, hospitals, desperation, anxiety, smells, tastes, atrocities, immaturity, and innocence lost. God was not there. He doesn't meddle in the affairs of humans, but he watches on and he'll judge them tomorrow. Black lives did not matter in 1994 and 1995 because we had the opportunity to help and we didn't. Unimere 1, Unimere 2, the most expensive soldiers in the world to rent other than Canadians, travelled to Rwanda. Central Africa, 8 million, 7 million, and about to go down further, while the Australians watched on. Our rules of engagement were bullshit. Our aftercare of Rwanda has been bullshit. Have a pension, keep your mouth shut. Sorry for what you went through. I wrote a diary. So my memories are permanent. Book ended by who I used to be and who I am now. I always think of the four names that stick with me, because the places, anyone can remember that, you can visualise that, you can look that up. But I think of Bernadette, a beautiful little girl, completely innocent but crippled, who was in a hospital. I don't know what had happened to her. She didn't speak English. And she used to come down the machine gun pit and used to spend time with me. I used to give her candy. I used to give her mosquito repellent, the simple things. I used to show her the photo of the girl I was going home to marry in Australia, Vanessa Muller. I'm sorry it didn't work out. I come home a different guy.
Memphis today.
She was beautiful. She was such a memory. I named my daughter, who was born today, 10 years ago, after her. Aaliyah, Mary, Bernadette. Bernadette, I love you. And I hope that you are happy. I hope that you have children. And I hope that you have love at the table. And then there's Julius. Julius, a beautiful little boy from Uganda whose family had been murdered. And he'd fled to Rwanda, pot kettle, to get away. He was mercilessly bullied by the boys of Rwanda. I tried to get him out of there. I bought him a franchise, $50. Well, I gave him the money, but I never saw him again. And in my mind, I hope that he fled to somewhere safe to get away from his abusive uncle. A lovely little boy. If you're out there now, Julius, I still think about you every day. And now it gets grim. Amalia. A little girl whose name I had to give to a face that I can't remember, that is now hazy. And all I want to do is remember it. A little girl who lost a life to fully grown adult man. Machete, gun, boot. She was too slow to get away. Myself and Bluey, we carried her. That was at Kabaya. It's too late for that little girl, but I still think about her and who she could have been. This used to be a car spring, turned into a weapon of war, used against civilians by militia. Black lives didn't matter, and God was not there at Kabaya or Rwanda. That's a guarantee. One thing that was there, but was gum trees. So you felt like it was all happening in Australia. That leaves us with Grace, one of my saddest memories. And she was a little girl about 3 years old that was hugging onto her father. And as our column left Caballo for the second day of just my section in the platoon, with the rear protection, I remember all the bodies, all the digging, all the blood, all the rain. And this little girl was in the Badlands. There was no help coming, or it could have, but our rules of engagement said no. Grace's father was dying in the mud. She had nowhere to go. We had eye contact, we shared a moment that has now lasted forever. As we drove away, and I locked gaze with her, I knew there was no happy ending. And I dare say Grace is gone. Caballo, Rwanda, it doesn't have happy memories for me. I've written poems about it. I've shared stories with it. But black lives didn't matter, and God was not present. And regrets, we should all have them, because Australia, I believe, did not represent ourselves very well. United Nations, it is your fault. You could have done better, but you didn't. Love and respect to the people of Rwanda. I don't know how you do it, and every day I remember to remember. Most women would love to have legs. Thanks, Mick, for giving me this opportunity. See you later. Rwanda. 1994, 1995.
What do you mean, oops?
I've just Rwanda. Dropped my knife at the same time. Sorry, team, wait a second. Here we go. Hey, Mr. Buckaroony, how you going there, my man? Another YouTuber that you need to be part of, team. Mr. Buckaroony, we'll just explain, and this will probably go for yourself as well as Lauren, that as these Aussie YouTube channels, we're more than just channels. Yep. We help people out. We do more. We answer. And I'd hate to see that the grip of celebrity is only retained for everyone except those from your own country, because we're already short of spokesmen in Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've got three of us just here right now.
Yeah, I love seeing Australian content. I will, if I can, support an Aussie YouTuber.
Yep. Lest we forget, Jay. Jay left a beautiful comment, which I'm going to have a look at now. Unless you want to read it out, actually.
I don't have it in front of me. Can you put it up?
Wait 2 seconds. Wait 2 seconds. I built this city on rock and roll. Yes, we built this city.
Did you really? Well, I've actually got it in front of me.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Can you please read it out? Because there was so many great comments to this, and it was heart-wrenching to actually make this, and especially do it in one take, to make sure that you knew that it was genuine and that it really was about the 4 children, not about the good things. And there was great things that happened in Rwanda too. The gorillas, going to see them, going to see Madame Carr. The difference we made to individual cases all the time, but the rules of engagement were basically colour-coded. The only people you are here to help is those that are UN workers, or those that are from the UN HCR and all that sort of stuff. Those rules of engagement should have changed, and we shouldn't have accepted the mission knowing that what we were doing was going in after an incident that saw the loss of life of more than 1 million people by handheld weapons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just horror, isn't it? Jay Hayes, and this is a quote, said, "The sad thing I see is all these young kids on your streams only wanting to join the military to become a soldier so they can, in inverted commas, shoot guns and blow things up and be a sniper or SF or SASR, etc. He said, from what I know, war deployments are nothing like the movies or what they see on TV or when playing COD. They don't understand the depth of physical or mental exertion involved, the invisible scars of trauma that are involved during and after such a service or deployments. I really hope they watch this to get a better grasp on what actually does happen when deployed. They seem to think war is cool. War should only be a last resort option, in his books and mine, avoided at all costs. As the famous quote says, war is hell. So be careful what you wish for, to all the kids watching. And he said, I suggest you watch the link that Kaz put in this vid and listen to those who have been there and pay very close attention to what is said and what our ADF have seen and been through.
Yep. And that video is definitely worth watching, that's in the remarks, because it's a lot worse and a lot more graphic. Guys and gals, there's no true word spoken. I joined for exactly the same reasons. My dad was in the army. I was born on Anzac Day. I wanted the great adventure. Still do. I get it. I totally get it. But when we done that strip back video, after saying this is the poll, what do you want to see more in the channel? And this was the video that got the least amount of views on our entire channel except for one. It was really heartbreaking, to tell you the truth, because it felt like Lest We Forget was being forgotten. That's what it felt like. If I make a video on something, you know it's probably fairly serious. You know, it has to conform to In the Trenches. There has to be something about it that I know I'm not wasting your time. I don't try and waste your time. Not every video is going to hit the mark. I get it. You know?
Not everyone needs the same thing.
And I'm not always horny when there's a beautiful woman in front of me. I get that. Mr. P just popped in, had a listening, not off to bed. Today is Thursday. For me, see ya. That's all right, Mr. P. Good night, sir. Good night. Guys and gals, it doesn't matter if you don't join the military team, you are going to have adventures, happy and sad, throughout this life, and no one can guarantee the way it's going to look or the way it's going to finish or how long it's going to go for. Mr. Buckaroony has been on this planet for a significant amount of time, and he's been a cop, he's been a soldier, he's been a prison guard. So that man, he is got as much wisdom as you could expect. You know?
Exactly.
Yep. Hey, there he is. Not Mr. P, you old bastard. Give it to him, bucko. Dan Wilson. That sounds like a cricket bat. Sorry, guys, have to go sign off. We'll catch up.
Oh, you had a member whose name was I Am Deadpool.
Is that for someone who's not very high tech? You know, he's learning how to change his names fairly quickly. He's got more names than Jason Bourne in a blackout. 2 first names. I thought the Rwanda video was a great point on being a soldier, being in place where atrocities are being committed, being capable to quell the many, but not being allowed to engage them. Very tough. And the hardest thing about it, 2 first names, is I can't think of another time in Australian history where that would have been acceptable. In Vietnam, they wouldn't have stood back. In World War I and II, they wouldn't have stood back. They would have said, no, not on my watch. No. There was time for politicians to step in and change the rules of engagement. The commanders had the ability to step in and say, I want to speak to the commander. The United Nations had the power. You know, they had the power, but they keep the money. I think it's the world's biggest laundering organisation. No one knows who works there, but billions go there and billions disappear.
Yep.
And countries don't seem to improve.
Yep. Stain the flags.
Dave, you could sharpen a knife on Buck, no doubt.
Yep.
I've got 1 packet of tubes left. You know? I'm going to be working on my tongue when this is done. And guess what? Battlefield 2042 comes out tomorrow to the Greater Unwashed.
Oh, okay.
And we've got some more news too to keep people from asking, Kaz, you look pretty gaunt at the moment. Have you been eating? Not as much as I should. Living on coffee, it's not good. You know, maybe I need to get some betel nut.
Oh my gosh.
We've got some really great, look at that, I am Deadpool. No oil in Rwanda. Good point, mate. Good point.
Yeah. Flags though.
We've got Kristen, who has just marched out of her IETs and now is reacquainted with her partner. Fantastic. Yep. Congratulations. Work on your slouch at butt. It looks like crap. And guess what? We can't mention the battalion, but one of our subscribers is now a fully patched and accepted member in Sniper Platoon within the Royal Australian Regiment.
I'm so proud of him.
So proud.
I've been proud since the get-go. He's our golden-haired boy.
Yeah. He's I went and saw him in Singleton. His wife won the prize. He won the Xbox. I'm not going to say his name there, but you're starting to work out how it is.
Yeah.
Aditya Radish. Any advice for my Army OSB? If you're going to do an OSB, mate, what I suggest you do is go to Patreon. So this weekend, you and I have a conversation that will fulfill all of your needs. I was an officer instructor. Okay, I know exactly what they're going to do when you're OSB. So does Dave D there, who's done one himself. And we can get you set up to making you a fake version of yourself. So that would be my advice to you, is contact me on Patreon as soon as you can. Stevie Webb, Spider Web. You don't need the what is it? The betel, but Kaz?
Betel nut means.
Oh, the betel nut. The first time you see that, holy shit, team, you're going, Jesus, what's going on there?
What's wrong with that person?
Nitro's finally got a medical clearance.
Yep, good on you, Fiona.
Yep.
Well done. Zane, what are you talking about? It's somebody, a lad from our channel who is now a proper sniper.
Yeah. So just so you know, mate, to become a sniper, you need to, for starters, go through the hardest initial employment training. No, it's not necessarily infantry. It just has a very long, hard, arduous IETs. There's other harder ones that are similar to Signals Corps with the electronic warfare officers, etc. But to get through Singleton, to get to the battalion, and then to say you want to go for the pre-selection equivalent to being a sniper, doing all the testing, navigation, mobile and static, doing the fitness test, the observation lanes, the stalking lanes, all of this test that goes for a month, passing your cross-rifle sniper shoot with the SR-98, I believe it was with, to pass all that as well, but then to make it through the entire course, then pass your badge test, and then to, after all of that, for them to say, now come and fill out a locker, you're part of us, because it's also based on personality and ability to work with others. This guy's entire career is now mapped out in front of him as a sniper, 1 or 2 supervisor, going to School of Infantry to teach other snipers, working with special forces, etc. This guy doesn't even know what he's unlocked yet. The caliber of the decisions and the performance and the skill of arms that he has done, what he is unlocked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Indeed, he's like I said, he's our golden-haired boy. We're very proud of him.
Yeah. I'm aware Lauren's just taking the piss. Okay, Jay Hayes. G'day, Robin Daz. Stevie Webb. Lauren. Kanan Peppers. Kanan. Lauren, give yourself more credit.
Because I'm always confused. I don't know if it's because I'm blonde or because I spent a greater part of my life being a model, but I get confused very easily.
Can you turn left?
But I can turn left.
That's great. Stay dangerous, team. Duty first. Mr. Bryce is here. I hope you're going well down south. You know, you're probably getting some rain at the moment. You've got the blood moon at the moment. We've got Mr. Buckaroony. You get to shit in a plastic bag. That's not true. No one shits in a bag and carries it. That's fake news, sir. You know that.
He's a cheeky man sometimes.
Oi, we just got a... you don't need to do that, Nicole. I would much rather that to go towards a cow and then divide it by 10. Mate,
Daz doesn't know.
Nutsu cow, mucho respect here. Mate, thank you very much. And thank you for the information you gave me a couple of days ago. It was stellar. And no, the CSC hasn't caught up with me yet. Bastards. It turns out that the pension we are on is it's a disability pension, but for years, or well, since these have been around, they've been treating us like a normal tax-paying citizen. So now the people have been told they won a case in Douglas against military or whatever, and it means that people are getting taxed less so that they can actually live closer to their children, live in areas around Australia that have got a more expensive living, etc., to make some problems economically go away so they can worry about getting self-care, etc., and getting on with life.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you very much, Nicole. Much.
Yeah, I'll keep a finger on the pulse of what's going down in the veteran community very well.
And for those that don't know, Nicole King, King of Queens, is a female veteran soldier, etc. So there we go. Montero. I always think of someone with like a red cape in front of a bull. Be careful. We've got a couple of people in this chat that if you say that, they'll be putting nails into their computer. Yeah. Unlocked everything. You Storman. He wanted to be a truck driving dentist. Well done, Montero. First interview early next week. Well done, mate. That's great news indeed.
Going for a tree.
Jay, I've got some shirts for you, mate. And guess what? I'm never going to give you a shirt brand new. You have to wear shirts off me back because I actually would give you the shirt off me back.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you know our Discord, we've picked out a Christmas present we're going to send you. You're going to love it.
Is it a bag of burning shit?
It's something you can wear, but you have to promise us you're going to wear it one day on a stream.
Does it appropriate anyone else's culture?
No.
Hey, ha, 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 hey, ha.
I wouldn't. No, it's nothing like that. But it might get you in trouble with some people.
That's all right. I can almost fight. For those that don't know, Carl P, when it rains, it pours. His engine just exploded in his car. But for those